Hey guys, welcome back to Misc Monday, and today we're playing Hello Girl. And Hello Girl is about, have you ever felt like a rabbit with a telephone? Hello Girl is a thrilling kinetic visual novel about connection and disconnection, set during a time of great uncertainty. And with that, a little synopsis, let's go ahead and get right into it. Letter to no one. This dream. I've only ever known this dream. The only thing I can think about is this dream. It doesn't seem correct to call it a dream. If this dream is aching, torturous, agonizing, there might be another word for it. Do dreams mangle you? Do dreams rip away your skin? Do dreams put you in the hospital? This is no dream. This is a curse. I've lost touch with many things over the decades. The image I see in the mirror, for one. Every time I pass one, I ask, what am I seeing? It is not human, and I definitely don't see something that anyone could ever truly love. Maybe I shouldn't have ever been given eyes, because when I see a role model, a star, a personality, a celebrity, and above all else, an idol, on the radio, on the television, the talk of the nation, me. It should have been me. It should have been me! The fucking Yu-Gi-Oh meme. There was no error. There were no errors. Every edition, every rehearsal, every scene, every interview, every composition, every note, every performance, every song, every album, complete, perfect, correct, flawless. And yet I'm here. Bathtub full of vomit and blood, drowning in my own special brand of hell. This isn't what an idol does. We're not sure if it'd be well received well. You just don't have the right look. Maybe further down the line, they were alright. I'll only ever be this dot, and not even one on any radar. A speck of dust in the corner unnoticed. Nobody, shambling around in the dark. Ha 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 ha. Maybe I've truly lost it. Maybe I'd only imagined them. The suits that showed up to my door last night, the ones who told me they're very interested in having my help, that my dream is one we both share. We can help you unlock your potential. We can help you. We can unlock what has been inside of you. What has been hidden this whole time. You can become something different. Something much, much greater. Psh, if it ends up with me in concrete shoes, good, but anything but this. But if the business card they gave me saying they're with the feds is real, then maybe, just maybe. It was all I ever wanted. Somehow they just knew. They knew exactly how I should be living my life. Every goal, every dream, down to the finest detail. My guardian angels, truly. It's taking some sacrifices, of course. Nothing's free. Long and painful, invasive and humiliating, sometimes even cruel and meaningless. Every day is a new procedure. I'm always hungry, but eating would cause too many upsets. Always thirsty, but drinking will shift the balance. Always tired, but you get the idea. It's a strict regimen. I'm prodded at with instruments, injected with things, and made to be a little plaything for them. But I'm not beautiful yet. In fact, I recognize myself even less than ever. But at the end of all this, I will be beautiful. They promised me that. They promised. The suffering, the pain, the humiliation, the indignities. I will put it aside. To me, all of it, the smallest price to pay. It was all necessary to get me here. Of course, I know I'm being used. I'm not stupid. For deadbeats like me, it's the only way. How did I ever think I could make it on my own? It just wasn't possible. But, you know, I've made up my mind. This is where I belong, in this place. I'll finally become something bigger than myself. Even I can shine bright. When the curtain finally opens before me and the crowd erupts with the pure, uncontainable love, when they see me at that stage, their screams all as one, a heavenly chorus, a love beamed aimed directly toward my heart, that's when I'll know. I'll know that it will have all been worth it. Last night they told me that the time has finally come. Just a little more, just a little more. The wait is almost over. Not that I needed a scientist to tell me that. I was born to be here after all. Tomorrow they're going to scope me into the finest idol that has ever walked this earth. Tomorrow I will finally become a star. Hello, girl. $99 to 32. Connected. 401, 401 to 406. Connected. 2201, 22012, 22053. Connected. 19 to 601. 600? Oh, wait. Where was that again? I glance over my cabinet, exchanging views with the trunk map. That's on the northern shores, long distance, distant lovers, perhaps. It's uncommon. Most of the 600 lines aren't in use these days. I can only imagine there's some poor girl out there making local connections. Must be lonely out there, but of course, someone has to do it. It's important work. I look for the patch above my head, the one with the label 6XX. I scoot out the rolling chair, making my way to the console for 600s with swift steps. Time is always of the essence. I reach for the loose cables hanging from the patch, plugging it into 601. The light stops flashing, now glowing solidly. Connected. I roll back on one of the chairs, the full picture coming into view. Oh. Watching over the arrays of switchboards, numerous lights on the 8 cabinets. All solids. Waiting for another flashing light, but nothing else comes up. Fingers tapping impatiently on my thigh. They modulate in pattern, eager for something to do. What else? What else? The air leaks into my chest, and I realize I've been holding my breath this entire time. My shoulders slink down in a light exhale. I feel the weight of my body in the chair. I become aware of the state of my aching legs, and I leave the discomfort of the chair. It slides away a little out of control, but of course I catch it skillfully with my foot. I lean forward, toward my toes in a stretch. I circle around the room, the stiffness leaving entirely. It's a great day to serve. Affirmations. I'm the voice with a smile. That's right. After finishing my post, I feel listless again. There's still nothing on the monitor, but I won't let emptiness win. Oh, sweet God. I walk over coyly, like hiding something behind my back. I reach for the plug in my headset, rubbing the connector. The logo of Alkaline Corporation's roll between my fingers in deliberation. I reach out like I have so many times before. The contact meets the label for Monit. 454. The crackle in my headphones let me know that it's been done. I lift the headset over my ears. Connected. Almost like she doesn't want me to go out anymore. Well, that's unfortunate. The poor girl. How has she been doing in school? Her teachers are worried about her. I got a call the other day from the school. Oh no. She's not participating in class, hasn't been doing her homework. And these days have been so busy I didn't even notice. I get the feeling she's afraid of telling me how she's doing. And she still asks where Mom is, if she's okay when she's coming back. Breaks my heart. I just don't know what I can do for her. Don't know where we can start. Must be tough on her. It's always hard trying to find a way to cheer up the little ones. Yeah. But hey, I know she'll pull through. She's always been a fighter. You know, the other day Bobby fell off his bike and really scraped the heck out of his knee. He cried and cried and cried, didn't want to go outside anymore. I told him, how about we go and catch a pencil beaks game? What'd you think? That's sweet of you. Sure put a smile on his face. And you know how much he loves a good ball game. Always getting so into it, cheering and shouting and jumping up and down. Wonderful day. Almost like he forgot about his name. He does seem a bit disappointed they didn't seem to have his favorite pitcher, and half the team was missing, probably because of what's been going on. Oh, right. I'm not so sure Jamie is into baseball, but maybe she'll like it. Should give it a try. I'll let you know when the next game is, okay? I could give you a call. I'm sure Bobby and Jamie would love to play like they always do. Thanks, Mason. Silence. So, how are your old folks doing? They're doing okay, I think. Do you think we should be worried? I don't know. I just get the feeling that something's not right. How do you mean? Just make sure you're ready. Do your drills. You never know. I'll keep that in mind. Oh yeah, we tried that recipe you gave us the other day. Kids loved it. I'm glad to hear that. Sorry, this is sudden, but there's a customer calling on the other line. Well, don't let me keep you. Take care, okay? We always do. Bye-bye now. See ya. Connected. I'm sorry. I told you that. I'm sorry. I told you never to call me back. I just don't have anyone else to talk to at the moment. Please, give me a chance here. You've got some nerve, you know that. You think you can just call me up and act like nothing ever happened? I just wanted to talk. I'm not going to listen to this. I'm sorry. I'm not taking any apologies from you. You had your chance to fix things. Just give me a chance to make it up to you. We could have a drink together, talk about things. I'll even pay for it. Things will be like they used to be. They will never be like how they used to be. You know that. I think when you see me again, you'll see that I've changed. You don't come over here. You don't call me. You don't even send me a letter. You just disappear. I ought to get my father here. He's got a loaded shotgun and... Damn. I'm not supposed to plug in, not unless there's some sort of problem, but after dipping my toes in a little, there seems to be little consequence. I know it's not really my place to know. I connect. That's my job. But you can't blame me for being curious, alright? If I'm not supposed to do it, they shouldn't have made it so easy. 2 months have already passed since I took on this job. It was hard at first remembering all the steps, the protocols and procedures, but it's actually surprisingly simple. Each call is inbound from the trunk, and it's operator's job to route each one to its destination. I say route, and I mean it in the most literal sense. All you have to do is lift this incoming line from the shelf and plug it into the socket with the light. I'm just one of the many operators in Gamut. There's a lot of us. Oh, she's like a bunny girl. I'm Anna. Anna Lapine. I'm the voice with the smile. Since the customers can't see us, we have to put the smile on our voices. Always ready, always happy to help. That's the service you'll come to expect in Alkaline Corporation. That's how it was for a long time, but now, I'm not so sure. It was a respectable profession back then. Every operator would pick up and ask, "Number, please." Operators didn't just connect calls. They would do all kinds of things relating to customer service, scheduling appointments, connecting group calls, and even leaving messages. Sometimes the odd request came in to track down a person based on a very vague description. You'd have to call around to different places to find them, almost like being a detective. I imagine after talking all day, you'd get to know the regulars, and maybe they'd even get to know you. This job used to be complicated, or so my sister told me. Of course, that's all different now. Most people prefer to dial the numbers for themselves. The operators are just there to make sure the call gets through. Must have been nice back then, getting to speak to people from all over the country, and maybe even all over the world. At 6 p.m., the call stopped coming in, marking the end of my day. I unplugged the headset and set it back on the shelf. As the day lasts right, I make my way around each cabinet to make sure that everything is still in its right place. After work, I normally get out of my uniform, hang it up, and slip into something more comfortable. But today I have an errand to run. Every few days, I go out to get the mail. It isn't delivered out here, so I have to go to the post office in town. I don't know how long it's been this way, but we found a mailbox buried somewhere out there in the grasses some time back. It was rusted and painted, it was peeling. At some point, I guess it stopped being worth it to go all out this way. It only makes sense that we are putting more of our resources into great effort instead of useless things like the convenience of mail delivery. We also learned the name of the previous owner, Bill Walls, was painted on the side of the mailbox. Don't know who he was or what his relation was to Alkaline, but I hope he's doing well. Anyways, I waste no time moving on to the next task. The days are getting shorter after all. The forecast said it was going to get colder, and I can only agree. The wind chill has already picked up a bit. The air numbs my cheeks and hands. A cloud of vapor takes the heat away from inside as they struggle into my gloves. The grasses sway gently in the wind. The birds have already left for the year. I've started to miss their call. It's always been quiet out here, even more so this time of year. It's the only thing I can trust to never change. On days like these, when the cold hits you like a wall, remember that I too am just a vulnerable animal. The creature braves the world outside its warm burrow. Hey, this little Vespa. I always park the bike on the side of the house. My sister was more careful about these things, insisting that it's too precious to leave outside. I respected her wishes for a while, but I am what she isn't, practical. I dig into my pocket for the key, only realized I was already sitting in the lock. I turn the key back and forth, making sure there's still a charge. With my foot on the lever and my hand on the throttle, I find the right resistance and give it a good kick. The engine rips through the silence as it cold starts. I greet it warmly with some revs, leaving it to idle while I get my helmet on. I love this sound. It's different from the phone lines, but meditative in the same way. I get on the seat and grab the handlebars, and hums gently in my arms, responding to my commands. I give the throttle, and we roll gently over the dirt path. I don't look back. That's some beautiful scenery right here. The planes whip past as my motorcycle carries me. The only thing slowing me down are the potholes and grass encroaching on the path. The wind feels good on my skin. The stress of the day slides off like butter. There's a lot of things that I don't like about the fall. It gets a little too cold for my liking, but the first cool air after a long summer is novel in a way I can appreciate. The scenery has slowly been giving way to darker hues. It's summer's final dying breath, a signal that the year is coming to a close. The feeling of morning doesn't catch up with me as I speed away. It's about a 20-minute ride to get to town. I push a little bit extra on the throttle in an attempt to escape the cold. Things are far apart out here. It almost feels by design. Here the world moves slow. It's the kind of place where you'd know everyone and anyone new from the city would be faced with scrutiny. I would know. I was one of them. My sister probably carries most of that burden for me, as I've become quite well liked by the locals. I can't say I'm completely dislike it, but I don't let it show too much. It's important to keep your distance. Just at that moment, I swerved to miss a deep pothole, one of those scary ones that would definitely send you flying if you were on a motorcycle. I stopped my bike and looked behind me. That could have been bad. The speed had been creeping up as I got deeper in my headspace, and I take a deep breath. I remember that I'm not in a rush to get anywhere. I decided to take it easy for the rest of the ride. I make sure to ride out and check the mailbox every couple of days. I don't want to miss anything important. Not that I really get all that much mail. I guess it's just an excuse to ride out to town. I say town, but it's more like a village. A place with a handful of stores run by clerks who dream of elsewhere, and old tired people who are waiting for time to bite them. In any case, it's nice to get out of the house. I pull up to the inordinately large post office. It stood nearly empty for a long time, but it had a recent surge of activity due to the establishment of the new base. There are no customers inside today, only the creak of the fan moving around its socket. I waste no time loitering, immediately heading to the counter. But there seems to be nobody around. I lean over the counter, looking into the staff area, but I see nobody in there. I use my ears too, but there's no sound of movement, only the creaking fan in the ceiling. The little service bell waits for me to ring it. I tap my foot impatiently. Surely I wouldn't have to resort to it. I take a few paces around the room to kill time. They will surely be back soon. Several sacks of mail spew out the door leading to the staff area. Looks like they haven't gotten around to sorting it yet. I look at the clock on the wall, 7:30. You'd think that they'd be closing up their shift by now, but I guess not. Walk through the aisles to kill some time. The postcards haven't changed in a long time, but I like to stop by to look at them anyway. Little portraits of places you'll never go. The cliffs remind me of home, what little I can remember of it at least. They weren't as grand as these. I turn my head to look toward the counter. Deciding I've done enough window shopping, I take firm steps back up to the till. Bell. Or I guess ding. After some final internal deliberation, I finally decide to give it and press it. Oh, I'm silly. A thud emanates from the countertop. There's a sound of shuffling from down under. Oh, hey there. An athletically dressed green-haired girl emerges from under the desk. She starts mumbling. Dozed off again. That's no good. The girl turns away from the counter and rubs her eyes. Where was I? She seems to not have noticed my presence. She yawns loudly, stretching her arms out. She finishes her stretch and turns toward the counter. Oh! You rang, right? Yes, I did. What's up? Her eyes are reddish with a strange yet friendly look on her face. Mail yard, was it? Mail yard. You said it right. I open up my bag and pull out an envelope, placing it neatly on the counter, pushing it toward her with my index finger. Here. She looks at the letter for a second and then back at me. Oh, thanks. She tosses the letter into an overflowing mailbag behind her, causing a mild avalanche of envelopes. The mail clerk lazily goes after them. She gets on the floor, placing each envelope back in the sack with more caution this time. I suddenly feel guilty. Melia returns to the counter, staring off again. Oh, and my mail? Melia steps back to attention. Gotcha. 1 second. She turns around and starts to scan up and down the bins on the wall behind her. The address was something like Eagle. Hawk? Pigeon Way. Right. Melia runs her fingers along the labeled bins, mumbling to herself. She bumps into a large cart overflowing with letters and packages, causing some to fall out. Those military guys. The clerk slowly scoots the cart away from the rest of the bins and continues looking up and down them. Pigeon Way. I swear it was right. Aha! She pulls out a couple letters, flickers through them, and sets them on the counter in front of me. There you go. Thanks. Melia nods and gets on the floor to put the letters back into the cart. I flip through the letters. Milton's apartment catalog, junk flyer, the Daily Gamut, yesterday's issue. Huh. That's strange. Miss? The clerk looks up from the overflowing cart. Was this everything in there? Melia glances at the bin. Everything. Can you check again? She looks away, mumbling something under her breath. Melia then takes a look inside the bin, making a point to really stick her face into it. She takes a few letters out and flips through them again. None of the rest in here are for you, miss. That can't be right. Are you sure? Nothing for Lapine? Sorry, that's all of it. Oh, thanks again, miss. I turn around and start toward the door. Hey, wait a sec. Melia stops making her way around the counter. She comes up with an envelope in her hand. This one was on the ground. Without even looking at the envelope, I tear the flap open and shake the letter out from inside. I unfold it and read the top. Alkaline Corporation. Dear Miss Clara Lapine, we are writing you to inform you that your location is scheduled for mandatory service upgrade set for September 5th. The hardware to be installed is a AW-1054 model multiplexer as well as a TW-44 model teletypewriter. A service representative will be on site to assist you with the upgrade process. Please keep a good lookout. We thank you for your service. Hold that confidence. Your local branch office at Alkaline. My arm fell to my side with the letter in the hand. Melia looks happy to have done her job, I think. I smile at her regardless. Thanks, miss. She keeps looking at me with that expression. I'm not really sure if it's one of accomplishment anymore. I decide to take my leave. The night is cool and the breeze clings to my clothes. I sigh. My breath visible in the cool air. I lean against the wall of the post office. Lights from the inside illuminate the road, casting shadows. It's already gotten dark in the time I spent inside. I rest my head against the vending machine. It hums softly like a kitty. Good kitty. I look to the letter in my hand, scheduled for December 5th. That's only a couple days away. Multiplexer, teletypewriter. Not really sure what those could be. Technology is really moving quickly these days. It will probably be someone from the city, that service representative. I wonder what they're like. I fold the letter and put it in my purse. I twist the accelerator in my bike and start on my way back home. Crickets, tall grass swaying gently outside of the telephone exchange. A strange place to call home. The wooden door creaks open. I step in, remembering to lock it behind me. The dust and shadows of the near-empty switchboard room greets me. I nearly trip while removing my jacket and shoes. Maybe we should have some light. The ceiling light hums a familiar tone. It's taken some time for me to adjust to the quiet. It's hard to not be overly aware of your own actions when there's no one else around. I try to think about the things I should be happy about. Today was the first time the trip to the post office felt familiar to me, comforting even. The first time I drove there, I was so nervous about every little thing. Driving the bike, not getting lost, what to say to the mail clerk. As strange as she is, it's nice to have someone to talk to. But now it's just another part of my week, going through the motions, routines, motions, a meal, a bath. Sleepy. My yawns echo through the building's dark halls. I take out my uniform and put on my nightgown. I collapse onto the bed face first, not feeling any urgency to get comfortable. It isn't really clear to me what it is I'm feeling at the moment. I'm a girl who enjoys consistency, I guess. If there was a word for that feeling, it'd probably be helpless. Before I start to really think about it and close my eyes. That night, I was able to remember my dream. My sister and I were sitting on our old front porch. I was staring at the grass while Mom yelled at us. She was really upset that we had gotten some new blouses dirty. I was really telling us off for not being more careful. I felt bad that she was going to have to spend so much time giving our clothes an extra scrubbing when she was already so busy every day. Somehow I knew that this happened because I had chased Clara through a mire, and before we could realize how deep the mud went, it was too late. When you're small like that, you really feel like you're going to sink into the ground. Claire was crying and I was too. There probably wasn't any real danger. I think we were just both scared of what Mom would say when we came back home. Do you know how many months I had to save up for these? Sometimes it feels like neither of you care how much I do for you. The strange part about this dream was our mother doing the laundry. Claire would never let her do that. Alright, so that was Hello Girl. I've really been craving to play some more visual novels lately. And I did say that the next time I put up a poll for a stream, I'm going to put pure visual novels, but this did cure the itch a little bit. But yeah, no, this world is definitely interesting. I enjoyed the slight backstory in the beginning there. I'm not quite sure who that first person was. There's like this ambiance of like, you know, the sister worked there before her. Now it's just her there alone. What happened to the sister? You know, the interesting setting. It's like a dystopian kind of like, I mean, late 1800s, early 1900s. But I like the story so far, and I definitely do think I'm gonna check this game out and add it to the visual novel list that I have slowly, you know, growing. But I do hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And then this Thursday, there is no more Crystal Cashers. We went ahead and finished them. So I'm not sure if we're just going to take a break from doing double uploads, or if I will upload some montages that I've been working on. But yeah, no, thank you guys for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next time.